Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So guys, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, like and drop a comment under the comment section. Let's talk about it. So guys, the worst has happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been betrayed again. Yes, the worst has happened. It happened on the 18th of July 2025. In fact, that day, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was supposed to be released, but he was betrayed, guys. And now, let me take you back to what happened in 1967. I'm going to be connecting dots to tell you how Igbos were betrayed in 1967 and how they betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the 18th of July. A day that he was supposed to be released, a day that would have brought jubilation for in every Biafran land. But guys, unfortunately, Justice Motosho betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. I'm going to say it's Nigerian government that actually did this because, I believe that Justice James Motosho actually know the law. So history has repeated again. Yes, let me take you guys back to what happened in 1967. The hope of an entire people for peace and fairness were dashed in Aburi. You guys know what happened in Aburi. Yes, in Ghana. The Aburi Accord, a meeting that was supposed to bring peace and security in the southeast. But because Nigerian government and some colonial headmasters, they don't want Igbo land to have peace because they wanted to be looting from them. They wanted to be having access to their resources and be buying them. You don't want them to be in power, but you want to be using their resources. So guys, you see, and then the meeting to tell you that go on. In fact, Odumego Ojukwu was present in that meeting. It actually meant a lot. It means that so for Gowon to be in that meeting, it means that Igbos actually wanted peace. In fact, when what they never mentioned Biafra in that meeting. That's to tell you that Igbos were in support of one Nigeria. But what happened? But what happened? When after the meeting, they talked about different things. They talked about how Igbos will have peace. They made agreements, and later what happened? Gowon came back to Lagos, Nigeria, and overturned the agreement. That was what gave birth to the civil war. The genocide. I will not even call it a civil war because it was a genocide. So history has happened again. They betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the 18th of July. Guys, stay with me because I have a lot to tell you guys. I'm going to be exposing how Nigerian government has been, deceiving and be lying to Nigerians about Buhari's death. Guys, stay with me. I have a lot to tell you guys. So once in 1967, the hope of an entire people for peace and fairness were dashed in Aburi, Ghana. And decades later, on the 18th of July, 2025, another promise, another hope. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shamelessly betrayed again in broad daylight, guys. Nigeria once again has proven to be a serial betrayer of its own people, and the victims, more often than not, are the Igbos. That's one thing. Igbo is that tribe that I know they have suffered a lot. They have endured the nonsense Nigerian governments are doing. They betray the Igbos from front, back, left, right. Guys, Igbos are really suffering. Today, let's connect the dots between Aburi and Abuja, between the 1967 and the 2025, the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial, his last court section, that was on the 18th of July 2025. So now I'm going to expose the bitter truths. The Nigerian establishment wants to hide forever in this live section. So now in January 1967, Nigeria was on the brink of disintegration after the brutal 1966 pogroms that saw 10,000s of innocent Igbos, women and children butchered in the north. Faced with a country about to collapse, the military leaders of Nigeria, now including the then head of state, that was General Yakubu Gowon, and the Eastern region's military governor, that's Lieutenant Chukwuemeka Odumegu Ojukwu, met in Aburi, Ghana, to negotiate peace. They never went there to talk about Biafra. They went there to negotiate peace. Now, at Aburi, they all agreed on a simple principle. What was the principle? Now, that Nigeria would become a true federation. A region would have, autonomy. The eastern region would be safe. The massacre would stop. The agreements were clear. The signatures inked. So the words were also sealed. Now, but when Ojukwu returned home with hope, the federal side returned to Lagos and tore the accord to shreds. They upturned that agreement. They betrayed every promise. They rewrote the decision. They forced decrees that centralized power back to Lagos. Guys, the eastern region had two options: submit to renewed domination and genocide, or defend itself. Now, the rest are the eastern regions. What they had, the option they had then was, to submit to the renewed domination and genocide, or defend themselves. The rest, as they say, is the tragedy of Biafra. 3 years of war, starvation, and over 3 million innocent souls lost, mostly children, guys. Yes, because of the malnutrition. In fact, they even went ahead they went ahead to stop foreign aid. That foreign aid would have brought food, would have brought food for children. That is why mostly children died of malnutrition in the north, in Igbo land. Children died of malnutrition because, Gowon even went ahead to block foreign aid that would have brought food for children. And then there was a lot of casualty, especially children. They died of malnutrition, guys. That was how it was. That was how Igbos were at that time. That was how they treated Igbos. Now, Now let's fast forward to this 21st century. A new voice rose for the same people who were betrayed in 1967. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chiwedo Biafra, and the indigenous people of Biafra, reawakened the suppressed cry for self-determination. He demanded that Aburi promised, he demanded what Aburi promised, but Nigeria denied it, ignored it. The right of the East to live free from oppression, marginalization, and genocide. For this, he has been hunted, adopted, tortured, detained, and even dragged from one courtroom to another, because he said that Igbos, the persecution of the Igbos, the marginalization of the Igbos, and the genocide of the Igbos will stop with him. They hunted him, they adopted him, they tortured him, they detained him, and they dragged him. They are dragging him different courts with different types of adjournment, adjoining his case as if he's a criminal, guys. In 2021, Kanu was in legally retention from Kenya back to Nigeria in clear violation of international law, even in the courts. Now, courts, both Nigeria and Kenya, has ruled in his favor. The United Nations has spoken, but the Nigerian government continues to play its old game. Guys, betrayal, they delay and they deceive people. Now, on July 18th, 2025, the Federal High Court was supposed to uphold justice. Now, this is the betrayal we're talking about. The betrayal that happened on July 18th. Guys, history repeated itself on the 18th of July. The federal government, we were expecting that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be out of that place as of 18th of July. Guys, unfortunately, the judge went on vacation. How can you keep a man's life hanging? A man that has not done anything, and you guys know, because the law, you guys know the law better. You guys see that this man is innocent, but you decided to keep him there and you go on vacation with your family. You enjoy your vacation while hanging a man's life in detention, a man that has not done anything. Even when the law says that he's innocent, you still kept him there and postponed his case to 2nd October. Sorry, on the 10th of October. So on July 18th, 2025, the Federal High Court was supposed to uphold justice, release an innocent man whose continued detention violates the very constitution they pretend to respect. Instead, like in Aburi, they postponed, they backtracked, and they betrayed. A judge who is paid with public funds conveniently went on vacation, leaving a man's life hanging, a people's hope crushed once again. Now, this is the same pattern. They sign an agreement, they make a promise, they raise hope, then stab the people in the back. Nigerian government keep lying to us. Remember when Mazi Nnamdi, in fact, I don't know why they are scared of, I would just say, they don't want to, they are purposely keeping him there. Yes, because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is one person they cannot stand. They cannot stand him at all. They are scared of him. He's what? Not that he has any weapon. Yes, because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually a terrorist, the world will know before his trial. So, because obviously the atrocities he has committed, will come out and everybody will know. Guys, this man has been there for over 5 years now, getting to 5 years. And then nobody has come out. In fact, there's no evidence of him personally ordering for, violence. The so-called Onyami that said, I would just say they just cooked up lies, and then, in fact, the witnesses cooked up lies. If it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say they hired people to come and testify against him. Whenever you ask them in court, they will say they don't know. So what are you here for? What are you here for? You don't know. Some they say they have served in DSS for 25 years, and yet you don't know this. You see how Nigerians, keep deceiving themselves with fake witnesses that came to testify against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, guys, for over 5 years now, getting to 5 years, we have not seen. In fact, they have not even given any evidence that can hold water. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was a terrorist, Nigerian government would have, taken due process, written to Ghana that a man in your country is a terrorist, and then it's left for written to Kenya government, and then it's left for Kenya government to now act. But then they went at the back and kidnapped him. Even Soyinka has said that Kanu was kidnapped, and you cannot defeat Biafra. I don't know why Nigerian government keeps, they keep wasting their time. Do you know the kind of effort they have put in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Why are they so interested in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? But look at all these terrorists roaming about freely, buying people. They don't go after them. DSS doesn't go after them, but they go after innocent people. An innocent man like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they cannot even prove he's a terrorist. Even if you give them till eternity, they will not still prove. Guys, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what he only did was, his only weapon was his word, his microphone. He used it to expose Nigerian government, telling the world that Buhari died since 2017. And then you should ask yourself, Nigerian government should ask themselves, in fact, Nigerians should ask, who was their president for 8 years, from 2015 to 2017? From 2015, to 2023, who was their president? Who was their, president? Take a look at what this lawyer said concerning Buhari, because recently we heard that Buhari died again, and we're asking ourselves, what about the allegation that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu rose that Buhari died since 2017? Take a look.
How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. That was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. I was asking how come? Mr. Messi, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not supposed to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is it not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a right to their privacy, and rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to,
substantiate.
The best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need, and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die. And no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so, the woman is mourning now, and wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so, whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So, maybe we should rest that.
You remember,
still has something to say.
you remember my Bible say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if it is, in fact, if that's the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
Fell ill. Were you told the hospital where he fell ill in 2017? Did any of you know? No. And now, they have invited Aisha. I remember that for 3 months, this woman was kept incommunicado. She was sidelined. A woman who's supposed to be beside her husband who was sick in the hospital. This cabal hijacked Buhari.
So how do you know she wasn't there?
Well, I'm coming now. Hold on, I'm coming. Remember that when this happened, it was Idris, the IGP that Buhari appointed in his first coming, in 2015, that was invited. Buhari's wife Aisha did not show up for over 3 months. When she even went there, they didn't allow her to see the husband. It's on record. Now,
This recent one, you're talking about
the one that I said when he fell sick, not now, because this one that happened now, even none of us knew when she left.
Barrister, before you proceed, Moses asked a very important question. How did you know about all of this?
Come on, look, are you telling me that you people were not here when Buhari fell ill and for 3 months?
Yeah, we are looking at the source. What's your source?
My source is the news.
Which news?
The news that
the traditional media.
Yes.
The social media.
Yes,
did you read all of this in the Guardian?
I said it was in the mainstream. Please hold on, please, Mr. Okoro, hold on, please. Well, nobody is here to tell us again Buhari because he's late.
Okay.
We are looking at the.
No, we are holding a conversation.
No, hold on. I'm telling you that if you are not aware, I am aware.
Okay, that's why I'm asking, because Moses asked the same question too.
It's like what is going on now? Do you know that even up to now, people are not even aware of the news going on around? They won't know. If tomorrow now, posterity were to say, why did this happen? I am telling you what happened. That for 3 months, nobody knew what was going on. It was the first person they called was Idris, and they said that Buhari wanted this man, his IGP. Okay. From that time on, everything was shrouded in secrecy. Aisha was done. I'm not asking. You can see how you treat women. This woman did not see the husband while she was sick, and now that she's late, they have not taken her there, and condolences are going on there.
For the benefit of our viewers, let's not confuse them. You're talking about when he was in office.
Yes.
In 2015.
Yes, right? I'm talking about this ill-health, because they said
that ill-health in 2015.
That ended in just 2 days ago, because they are still saying that he had been ill for a long time. That was what Garba Shehu said. That means this sickness did not start today. The sickness that claimed Buhari's life was not, it didn't start today, but it was shrouded in secrecy. It was even that last week or 2 weeks ago when Garba Shehu was launching his book, and they even told us some of the lies they told us that time. That he invented the right story to divert our attention from Buhari's ill health. What does that tell you?
No, but Barrister, I understand all of this. Buhari's ill health was not shrouded in secrecy.
It was.
It was. Nigerians knew that he was sick. That at the point, okay, why did he have to hand over to Oshibajo at a point? Wasn't it because he went to hospital?
No, you are not getting it.
What am I not getting?
Before the final one that took him a long time in the UK.
Okay.
He was handing over until Oshibajo now acted as the president and did certain changes.
So Nigerians at that point knew that he was sick.
But he came back. When he came back, what happened? Is that not when they move all the things Oshibajo
That's
did?
a different thing.
That's what he's saying. He's not getting it. It wasn't only for the first time that he went to UK. So before this one now,
he was sick in 2015. He got better. He came back and all of that.
Yes.
He passed on in 2025.
Exactly. He had been going and coming until the last one that took a long time, when Aisha Buhari was sidelined.
Okay, so what is the issue about?
We are tracing the history because of what he asked me or what the paper said. When eventually Buhari came back, listen very well. What happened? Aisha Buhari relocated to Dubai. It's on record. It was when her marriage was threatened by one other woman that she hurriedly came back.
You seem to be driving at something that you don't want to hit on the head.
Why will you lay the foundation so that we know the genesis of this matter?
What is the matter now?
The matter is the death of Buhari.
Okay.
That people are now going to UK to go and pay condolence visits. Meanwhile, the whole issue is supposed to happen in Daura. Is it not coming back here today?
But he died in the UK. He died in London.
In the UK. You don't expect people to go there and expect them to be back home.
These things are necessary. Look, we're embarrassing ourselves as a nation. We're embarrassing ourselves so much. I don't like it.
No.
The president died in the UK.
We're not focusing on the fact that he died in the UK because that is enough. That aggrieves Nigerians enough. That the president
is a different talking point.
Yes, the president is hospitalized abroad. That's a different thing entirely. Well, the fact that that people were sent to escort the body back home, do you have a problem with that?
I have a problem because one, it is no longer escorting the body back. It is not a condolence visit. Why would
because the family is there.
Because a lot of some of the people that went to come just didn't go to London because Buhari was sick. They were in the UK because they had other engagement.
When Buhari was very sick, why didn't the family go there? Answer me. Why didn't they take was there now? Please hold on. The wife was the first person who's supposed to be by that. Okay, why did you not take her there now? Why did you ask her to go there and be receiving visitors? No, why did you take her there now?
Was she taking there?
What, you mean if she was not allowed to go there, she would have gone.
Somebody
when the man was sick, why were you people? Why did you allow her to go there?
Were told when he traveled about a week or two ago. It was on the news that he had
I am saying this when this man needed the wife, when he was very sick.
You're not part of the family, so I don't know how you are.
Okay, how come when the man came back, Aisha relocated to Dubai? And they were begging her to come back.
That's in 2016.
That is the genesis of this matter.
What is the matter? I keep going back to that. What is the matter?
Because you tell anybody that there is nothing wrong in her going
because I don't really understand the trajectory. That's why it's difficult for me to interject. But the point we are making here is that this man had died. He's going to be interred today.
I think Barrister is driving at something else entirely, but he doesn't want to say it.
You don't want me to say it. You don't want me to say it.
You
don't want to say it. I have made 2 points here, but you don't want to agree with me.
And then you see, the wife holds the prerogative of when to be with him and then when not to be with him. Nobody stops her from visiting her husband those early days.
I don't believe it.
And I recall that when Akeredolu was recuperating in Germany,
yes,
the wife was busy here in Nigeria, attending to some other things.
There's a lot going on social media, and a lot of Nigerians are pointing to the fact, to statements once made by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that there's a real Buhari and there's a double. I mean, that made the news. It was all in the papers. If you still check papers, you will see it. The story of a double for Buhari.
And he predicted when the real thing will happen.
The double
2 years after he leaves office. Yeah, that's when they will expose what happened.
That's what who said?
That was what Nnamdi Kanu said. That 2 years after he leaves office, the real truth will come out. That's the truth. How come? Mr. Messi, listen very well. How come when Buhari came back from UK from his sick leave, Abi?
We are not privy to why she may have.
The wife relocated to Dubai. Are you not supposed to be nursing your sick husband who came back from sickness? Is not important? No, tell me it did not happen. Tell me now.
But the point is, whatever we are saying here, the president's family has a.
So guys, you can see the controversies surrounding Buhari's death. That was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying then. That Buhari died since 2017, and then that lawyer was asking, how come when Buhari was sick, they claimed that Buhari was sick. Meanwhile, there's this allegation that Buhari died long time ago. Now, the lawyer was asking, why is it that when Buhari was sick, people did not know about it? And then why did the wife relocate to Dubai? Was she not supposed to be nursing her sick husband? That's to tell you, did you see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that, you see this thing that just happened, that time he was saying that Buhari died long time ago. They said, he said in 2 years, the truth will come out. And, currently, it's as if the truth is coming out small, because they've come to see that Buhari has died ago. I know there is more to this. I know that, there will be a lot of confession about this case later, because, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually put his life. He said that if Buhari was not dead, how many years ago, that he's going to surrender to any government. For him to say that, just know that he's not joking at all. That Buhari died since 2017, and even Aisha Buhari, we saw a tweet, where she said that husband died since 2017. That any second death is Nollywood, and Nigerians are moping. Nigerian government will do anything to manipulate and deceive you. So now, if you believe the truth must be told, share this video and drop your thoughts under the comment section. So now, Nigeria's leaders use this agreement to calm tension publicly, but they break them once they regain control. See, Aburi was agreed face to face, but secretly torn apart with decree number 8 and later centralizing policy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is similar, like his case is actually similar. The court publicly say free him. The government secretly blocked it with adjournment, illegal detention, and technicalities. Guys, stay with me. I'm going to continue that video to hear for yourself what that lawyer, said, because they really talked about many things concerning even controversies surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's continued detention. Now, 58 years after Aburi, the Nigerian state still has zero accountability for broken deals. Nobody was punished for violating Aburi. Nobody will be punished for defying court order to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So now, despite betrayals, the Igbo keep investing hope in Nigeria. They even vote, they build, paying tax, obeying laws. Yet each generation faces the same results. The Zig's-Pan dream to Aburi and to Kanu's legal good. Now the question is, how long will the people endure this kind of betrayal before they walk away for good? When the Aburi Accord failed, the world watched millions die but said nothing until it was too late. When and foreign court ruled in Kanu's favor, but the Nigerian state has ignored them. This shows how international law is only forced when it suits the big power. The Igbo must rely on themselves. Now, betrayal is not just moral, it's economic. The Civil War destroyed Eastern businesses, blocked trade, imposed unfair economic policies. Today, Kanu's detention fuels instability, sit-at-home orders, economic shutdown, and fear in the East. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be released. On the 18th of July, we were expecting him to be released. But guys, it was heartbreaking. Everyone was traumatized, especially if you're a lover of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even if you're not a lover, the truth is that that man is held illegally. Whether he's an Igbo man or whether he's a Yoruba man, the truth is that we don't even care if you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or not. But what we are saying is that he was held illegally. In fact, he's being held illegally. And therefore, we demand justice. We demand that justice must be served. We demand that Justice Omotoche obey the law and free him because the law says so. Even after what happened in the Civil War, but still, you can see how they keep betraying Igbos, even betraying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Betrayal keeps the region trapped in a cycle of underdevelopment. Let me tell you, you see these things they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is part, you see this betrayal, even to Igbo people, is part of the problem of Nigeria. An APC member said, one Tinubu should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as it's the only thing that can bring peace and unity in Nigeria. See, it's not only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that was betrayed, guys. Abiola was betrayed too. The election he won, but they reached even the tattoo and promises of restore control never fulfilled. Nigeria doesn't just betray the Igbo people, it betrays everyone. But the Igbo behaviors, Kanu has become a symbol like Ojuku, like Zik, not perfect, but embodying the dream of dignity. His continued detention is not about man, it's about criminalizing the rights of Christians. If they can do this to him, ordinary citizens no microphone. You see, it seems like government cannot stand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is a true leader. His words alone is, scaring them away. That is why they are, interested in him, trying to silence him so that he cannot speak. They went after him because he said the truth. He spoke the truth. That's why they went after him. If Aburi had been respected, there would be no war. If Kanu's rights were respected, there would be no civil disobedience today. Nigeria must learn. A nation that betrays its people can never know peace. True federalism, fairness, and self-determination are the only way forward, or history will keep repeating itself. The 1967 was a warning. 2025 is a reminder. If Nigeria betrays again, it may not survive the next cycle. It may not survive. So, guys, take a look at what how Nigerian government keep lying to us.
He has a right to their privacy, and then rather than begin to unearth what we cannot really hold on to,
substantiate.
The best bet is for us to just sympathize with these people in this hour of need and let them soak, and then maybe pray for them to have that fortitude. Because no matter how old you are, even as a father, your child will not want you to die. And no matter how old you are, as a woman married to you, will not wish you dead. And so, the woman is mourning now, and wherever she is, she can be visited. And I'm sure that she will accompany the corpse home to Katsina today. And so, whatever it is, let them continue to sympathize with her and also give her the courage to be able to withstand this kind of calamity that has befallen her. So maybe we should raise that.
You remember my Bible say you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. If what you are saying now is the thing that happened, the right thing, if it is in fact, if that's the situation, nobody will break head over these things now. But when they have created some doubt in the minds of people, why won't you look at what the people are saying so that we cannot continue on this trajectory? How many world leaders have paid condolence visits or sent a condolence message since Sunday? How many world leaders? Please, somebody answer me. How many world leaders? You mean they've not had, Abi? No, they've not had. Anyway, let's go to another topic.
All right. Well, if there is truly a double, we'll find out in the coming years.
Yeah, somebody will tell us the truth one day. Why not?
But in the meantime, this is the information we have. Is what?
No, is it that the double is being buried today?
You have started again. You see now. You have seen him now. You said we should not talk about it.
No, I was just pondering.
Is it today?
It's a rhetorical question.
You are not here when Hadi Sariki dribbled the whole Nigeria for almost 1 year. Sirika, the aviation man. He 419 all of us until 2 days to Buhari's leaving office, and Buhari even went to go and commission an aircraft that is not our own. And
which Buhari are you talking about?
You said which Buhari? Well, is there any other one?
Okay. I just want to.
All right. Okay. Now, Nigeria also lost a very important personality who was also Buhari's friend. That's the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Adetono. He died and he's been buried already. I would like for us to x-ray a few things. Mr. Fanimo. Now let's look at this headline from The Punch. It says, soldiers bar traditionalists from Awujale's Muslim funeral. Well, he opted for a Muslim funeral. He's a traditional ruler.
I think
he was for over 60 years, if I'm not mistaken. 65 years. A traditional ruler of a community. And traditionalists were bad. What does that say to upholding culture?
You see, there was a judicial intervention in this matter sometimes in the past that when he declared that he wanted to be buried the Muslim way, the traditionalists said no, that you can't have your cake and eat it. That you came in as a traditionalist and all the rites were performed and you allowed it to happen. You allowed such to happen. But suddenly, after spending many years on the throne, you now wanted to shift from the norm. I think there was a case, and the judge came up with the verdict that he has the prerogative to decide. No, to decide whichever religious way he could.
But what does that? What does that say to upholding our culture?
But culturally, I don't want to align with the judge, because you see, at some point, if there's something I dread in my life, and those who are close to me will understand me for that, is I hate betrayal of trust. You will never find me doing it. The fact that you allowed, because you were bent on becoming the Awujale, you allowed the traditionalists to keep you in a secluded place for 3 months, performing rituals every day of those 3 months, 90 days.
You sat on that stool for 65 years.
And you sat on the throne for 65 years, for God's sake. You are now changing the game. Suddenly, you say you are now a born-again Muslim, and then that nobody. And unfortunately, some traditional rulers are now towing this line. And in a way, even as sophisticated as Britain is today, when the passage rites were to be done for the Queen when she died, a lot of things came up. There was a particular stone that was brought out.
Even a goat
was leading the military parade and all that. So If at that level they still uphold their culture and tradition, why would we? Why should we?
It's really concerning if you
honestly,
go through
why
this.
should we go through this trajectory? If you know you are not ready for all these things, stay out of traditional issues.
No.
It's not compulsory that it must be a king.
All right, sir, please hold on. Let's hold on to our thoughts now. Let's quickly run to the streets where Matthew Ogunswada is to speak to Nigerians on stories that made it to the cover pages. And then when we come back, we'll pair the economic indices between his time in office and now. But we're talking about traditionalists, Awujale, Obadetana, his passing, and the fact that traditionalists came to the burial to perform the traditional rites, and soldiers prevented them from entering. Basically, drove them away because before his death, he had opted to be given a Muslim burial. Barrister Darlington, you were going to say something before we had to go to the streets.
In reaction to what Dele said, that he did not agree with the judge, I want to disagree with him.
With who? The judge or?
I want to disagree with Dele, yes. Okay. Because your traditional whatever cannot supersede the law of the court. Where freedom of association is entrenched, freedom of movement, freedom to decide who will be your friend or not, all those things are there from section 34 to 42. They are all there. If the court is looking at that, this man say, look, I don't want such association again. Is it not his choice? What if your tradition has become obsolete and obnoxious?
So we're talking about a traditional ruler.
I am coming.
We're talking about the person.
I am coming. There are so many things that happened before that cannot happen now. Like the Aro Nakakamfo of Yoruba land. I challenge Eba Gani to go through the same ritual and let's see what will happen. Those things are becoming obsolete. When Oba Teju Osho was to go through the same thing, they told him what the gods will serve in a day. He said, no, I can't go through this. Oba Teju Osho, eventually he had his way. So certain things are becoming obsolete because of their wider implication. When you start worshiping all these dangerous gods, they come with a lot of baggages.
Barrister, which god should we?
The man said that he's now born again and he wants to do things the normal way and all that. What is wrong with that? Instead of going to kill one thing or the other as a sacrifice every day, those things, they are becoming obsolete. That's what the man is saying. And are you saying he's not right to what he said? That's what I'm telling people, that you need to get into the system to change it. The man entered and he had changed what was wrong with that tradition. Moses, in the days of you, in our own part of the country, they used to kill twins because they believed that they were evil children. They would throw them and their mother into the evil forest until one woman, Mary Celeste, came from Ireland to stop it, and she died in the process. The woman died trying to stop that thing. Today, are we not celebrating twins? You can see. So when some of this traditional whatever is no longer relevant, please let us discard it. Nobody should blame the Awujale. Nobody. This was the man they asked to come and view the coup plot of his sons. What is it called? Dikbo, Olarewaju and Co. When Abacha was showing the video, Awujale said, I forgot my glasses at home. I can't see anything. That's what he said. Just to exonerate himself. What do you want him to say? That he saw his sons plotting a coup against Abacha. Is that what you want him to come and confirm? So at times, you apply wisdom. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? Tell me. Why do you think he stayed up to this time? If he actually violated the so-called tradition, he wouldn't have stayed up to today now. 65 years in the throne. That means he entered at the age of 31 or so. So please, it's important that we leave all these things. It did not help us. And it will never help us.
Okay, essentially, I think what is happening here is what is described as a clash of civilizations. Because this is one civilization that is trying to take over, to subjugate another one. But unfortunately, when scholars list civilizations, they don't even mention Africa as a civilization, because Africa has been subsumed by either the Western or the Islamic civilization. We have the Western civilization, we have the Islamic, we have the Sinic, which is the Chinese civilization, we have the Hindu civilization, and maybe the Latin American, Southern America, they try to mob them together as a civilization, but that is still in contention within the academic circles. What I see happen is that, look, we have an African civilization that is actually not existent, that is being further subjugated by an Asa civilization, and in this case, which is the Islamic civilization, because the man has opted for an Islamic burial. And unfortunately, our Africans fail to realize that this particular civilization is the tradition of some people. Yes, the disposition of some people.
Of course.
But when the thing crosses over, when it is a crossover, we tend to, it's like when you say that Africans are pagans, Africans are natives, Africans are tribesmen. You know, but in Europe,
language is vernacular.
And vernacular. And in Europe, you see them as ethnicities, ethnic nationalities, and all of that. That's
So these men were talking about, especially thing, talking about Nigerian government lying to Nigerians about Buhari's death, and also other cases, how how Nigerian government has been lying to Nigeria, exposing a lot of things going on in the country. Is that the same thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying in his microphone for so many years, and then he was ignored, guys? The Nigerian government are just scared of him. Not just he's a terrorist, not that he's a kidnapper, or he's a they're just scared of him because they know that he knows all their plans, all their agenda. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is like their game spoiler to the 2027 election. That is why, they have, for so many years now, they don't want to admit that what they did was wrong by going to Kenya to adopt him. Many people has come out to say that he was kidnapped. Many said the fact that he was adopted makes his trial illegal. So why then is his trial still on? And then the worst of it is that he was betrayed on the 18th of July again. Everyone was so traumatized when everyone felt sad when the judge postponed his case to July 18th. So you can see it. The truth is that the lawyers have said if October, they postponed this case to 10th October. So if 10th October, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released, then the lawyers said they will enter defense. And this time around, they're going to prepare for Nigerian government, bring up documents to prove Kanu's innocence, even bring international witnesses to defend or prove Kanu's innocence. So guys, you can see that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an innocent man. Yes, he's being tried under dead laws. So guys, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.